Hello Reds, welcome along to All for United.
Yes, you absolute maniac. Welcome back to All for United. You know, that's pretty much your intro. Anyway, welcome back to All for United. This is All for United Uncut, where you have two of the regular hosts. Yeah, we've gone from 1 to 2 now. 2 regular hosts. And that's absolute shite. How this show has been sanctioned and approved, I still don't know, because as the weeks go by, this becomes less and less about the thumbnail and less about the topic. Next week, Ben's supposedly back. So you have to be careful there. You know? As always, what we're all drinking. Before that, right, you know how I said I was having chips, right? Within my chip, I've discovered early chip.
Is that from Dixie Chicken?
No, it's from Burger Box.
Oh, Burger Box.
Right, anyway, what we all drinking? John's on the Captain Morgan's, obviously.
No, I've gone for the lager today. There we go.
Oh, right.
So I'm on a craft.
Stu, what overly priced alcohol are you drinking tonight?
Yeah, it's a Foxtail. It's a craft bitter.
Right, how
Loves
much
his
is that
craft.
cost?
A couple of quid. It was a couple of quid ish.
Times 5?
Maybe it's good stuff. No, it's nice. It's nice. John will appreciate the craft bitter. I know he will.
Connor's been boring, so that's fine.
Where's
He's just
Connor
got
gone?
Peroni again.
Oh, top
Peroni,
man.
yeah.
Nothing wrong with Peroni.
Yeah, but you had that last time.
Oh, did you?
I swear
I'm
we
not
did.
very. I'm not very like.
I don't even drink, and I'm criticizing your choice of drinking. Benny, what are you having?
Pepsi Max, because I'm on medication for my back, lad.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. I suppose that's sensible.
Yeah. Might have a cider or two tomorrow if we win a couple of games of football.
A couple of games of football. Yeah, don't get me started on that. Don't get me started. Right, first of all, comments. Let me know what you're all having. There's 34 of you. Why is there not more of you? Everyone share it. Oh, bloody hell, why am I? Oh, sorry. I've had too many
It's that
glasses.
Burger Box chip, isn't it?
It must be. It's that curly chip that just got snuck in there. Philly, what are you doing, mate? Do you not know what this show's about? Have you heard about the Hut Group pulling out of the £200 million deal with United? Shut up, right? No, sorry, I haven't heard about that. I hope you'll be able to tell me more. But for now, shush. We're not talking about football. Stu's in the comment. I'm assuming that's the same Stu.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say it's very, very similar. Anshuman's back in the comments. He was there on our Villa preview. He's one of the absolute psychos that were going on about Harry Maguire at left wing. Speaking of which, Connor, would you play at left wing?
I mean, I'm a bit too slow for that, but in
Sounds
character and in real life. Yeah, no,
Right,
I don't think that.
I suppose we should touch on the topic of the video, because otherwise Ben will not let me continue the show anymore. This week saw the response from Joe Glazer. Obviously, the fans forum put a letter to him asking him to address certain things, and they set a deadline of Friday for the response to come in. What would have happened if he didn't? I don't know. I did a little reaction on it when it first came out. I essentially called it bullshit. But I'd like to hear what you all think. Well, what did we make of it when it first came out? First of all, did we expect him to say anything anyway?
I think he had to. I think if they'd have left it any longer, it would have got even worse. I mean, the worrying thing for me is I've seen a lot of people believe it, and if I'm being totally honest, I'd be surprised if Joel even wrote that. That's probably come from his PR team, and he's just scan read it and signed it off. I mean, the quote that made me laugh is, "You've made it very clear to your opposition to the Super League, and we have listened." Have you not listened for the past 16 years? Back in 2005, back in 2009, 10, 12, when all these protests were going on. Why is it now all of a sudden? So, yeah, I think it's written by some secretary in his PR team somewhere, and he's just read it and just gone, yeah, that's fine, that'll do. But if they really want, this is what really gets my back up about this. Come in front of cameras, take an interview, go and just sit in front of a camera and take questions. I hate this hiding behind PR bullshit. Let's call it what it is, and just write a statement online. Because as we saw last week with Avram, I don't really like interviewers going up to people in their private life or whatever. But he had a chance there to come out and say something. Just turn around and say sorry, we got it wrong or something. So yeah, just go on camera and say something. I hate this crap hiding behind letters and statements and things, and I don't believe a word of it. It might change for the summer, and I've said that all along. They'll probably spend big to shut some people up, but ultimately they're not going to change. They would have changed 16 years ago. They've said that now we've listened. Well, where have you been?
I mean, it is typical PR spin, isn't it? So I see it every day. It comes across my desk every day, stuff like that from PR agents. It was well crafted. It was well put together, and it was designed to make people kind of almost feel it to be true. The thing about it is, though, a lot of the substance, some of it is going to have to be true. You can't hide behind a letter like that. You can't hide behind an address to the fans of that magnitude and not at least pull 5 to 10% of that out of the bag. You just can't do it because the repercussions of that will be far, far worse than what we've just recently seen. So it was no surprise to me. I think what will be interesting, I think he committed to the fans forum, didn't he, via Zoom at the end of May. So that's going to be his first action to see if he goes along with that, see what happens. And I think kind of, you're right, Connor. I think they're going to push the boat out in the summer. I think there's quite a few contributing factors to that, really, with the appointments that they made a couple of months ago. I think this has just compounded where they are. So I think from that point of view, you're going to see some kind of spends in the summer. What happens after that remains to be seen. It wouldn't surprise me, though, if they're not putting the feelers out for some kind of tentative offer to see what comes across their desk and to see if it's worth them taking. But with that statement, it's quite in depth, so you're going to have to see some kind of action. I don't believe it, by the way, but you're going to have to see some kind of action.
Just in terms of the letter itself, there was a lot of stuff mentioned in there, but one of the key things that I picked up on, Benny, I don't know what you have to say on this, but the Old Trafford bit where he talks about investing into Old Trafford, I'm like, I don't believe that for a word, because you've stepped in there 3-4 times, and all of those times you wouldn't have noticed anything that was wrong with the place. If you go in there now, you're probably getting drops of water on your head. So, do you think anything can come from that? Because as Stu said, something has to come from it, because you can't just say that and not do anything. You've got to do something. Do you think that could be one of them? Because I reckon, for me, reading it, I think they're just going to patch a hole over the roof and that's it.
To be fair, mate, I think they said the same bollocks in 2005 about having the best stadium in the world, having the best training facilities. 16 years down the line, Old Trafford's rotten to the core. Carrington's been overtook. All these football teams that are even lower than us, that are getting brand new training facilities. Leicester City, for example, theirs is far and above what we've got now in terms of training facilities, state of the art. And I think they've let Old Trafford just rot to the core, mate. It's flaking, it's dripping, it's fucking falling apart. It was once the creme de la creme of English football. It's supposed to be our theatre of dreams, and they just let it absolutely rot to absolute. To be fair, we always know the Bobby Charlton stand is always going to be the one where it's going to be tough to expand. So expanding it is always going to be tough. It's always going to be costly. However, that doesn't mean that they can't keep on making improvements to Old Trafford. It's been left for dead, mate. It's been left in the past. It's been left in the doldrums. People might say, well, what can you do with a stadium that is, let's be fair, of an old structure, of an old sort of type of stadium. It's not one of those new soulless oval bowls that we see now that are being built. But you still can do a lot of things. You still can improve a lot of facilities inside Old Trafford. The toilets, for example, the queues for the toilets are just unreal sometimes. there's nothing stopping them modernising the toilets, putting more toilets in, putting more facilities in for disabled fans. You know, because some of the toilets there, again, are not enough for a big, massive stadium. You know, the concourses can be all redeveloped. You know, you can have, you know, the fancy beer stuff, the fancy food outlets, you know, that all these big modern stadiums have now, you know, these brand new modern stadiums. You could do all that. You know, just throw a little bit of money into it. You know, if it was me, if it was up to me as well, I'd take the whole fucking roof off in the summer and just or find a way to raise the roof a bit so it doesn't dip down so much. The people in the top tiers, because obviously it slopes, you know. And the views from the very, very top. I've never been to the top of the Salix First in Tier 3, but
absolutely horrible.
It's quite, you know, it's quite horrible, you know, with the slanted roof. So maybe they could find a way and maybe raise the roof up a little bit. You know, it doesn't have to be a whole, you know, modernisation, a whole host of redevelopment to it. You know, it's just bits and bobs they could have done over the 16 years that just kept Old Trafford in line with 21st century stadiums, and we're getting left behind. And it's the same with Carrington's was in a right sorry state. You know, that was once arguably one of the best training facilities in the country. Now we've got left behind again. You know, because they're not putting the money into it. They're not having the foresight to look into the future. What are other clubs doing? What have Leicester City done? You know, Leicester City are not blessed with massive amounts of money, but their training facilities far outclass ours now, you know, which is the most disappointing thing, you know. But as I said, it's just been left to rot. It should be 16 years, just empty words, man, right from the start, and then we hear nothing. And in the last two PR statements, I swear he hasn't read it. He's probably gone. The PR assistant's probably gone. There you are, Mr. Joel Glazer. I've written another fucking statement for you. He's probably not bothered to look. He's put it straight in the shredder and gone, yeah, fuck it. That'll do, you know, anything to shut them up. And on that sponsorship thing, mate, if I may pull it up, right, because I'm taking a bit of time here. But Jamie Jackson has reported in The Guardian that Manchester United have missed out on a proposed new training kit deal worth $200 million over 10 years after Manchester-based company, the Hutt Group, had concerns about supporters' campaigns to boycott clubs' commercial partners in protest of the Glazer ownership. So, make that what you will.
Making noise and it's working.
Yeah, but therein lies an issue. But therein lies an issue, though. That is such a double-edged sword because without income, you can't renovate Old Trafford. You can't do the playing squad. It's such a double-edged sword. It really is. It's, you know, and we've got to really supporters have got to really think about the impacts for the future of the club, because if there isn't another benefactor out there that can pick $4 or $5 billion out of his pocket, unless it's a country which we all want to avoid, we know all this, Saudi Arabia, then you can't starve the club of funds. It is such a double-edged sword. I'll probably get pelters for this, but you've really got to consider, you know, the finer margins between protest and what's actually going to really be detrimental to the club and its finances. And it's not about money going into the Glazers' pocket. This is about everybody wants the club to go out and spend $80 million or pounds on Jadon Sancho in the summer. Well, if you start squeezing your income source, you're turning the fucking tap off. You know, it's a side rant, but it's a relevant rant.
And Mason Greenwood's not number 9.
No, he isn't. God, we got crikey. Did you see it? Fuck me, did you see that string? It was going all night.
Oh, yeah. John, you've been very quiet. Tell me what you're feeling.
I'll tell you what
Talk to me. Treat me as your therapist. Talk to me.
I'll tell you what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I need to order a takeaway after this, because what did you eat, Carthy? I was going to
You know what the weird thing is? I've already eaten. One of my mates just said, "Oh, I'm getting food." I went, "Get me some chips, then." Oh, you did? So,
yeah, I got to get.
Talk to me.
Yeah. So first things first, I think credit to the fans for actually making the Glazers put a statement out. Whether they wrote it or not, it's got Joel's name on it, so it's not very often that they actually put a statement out. So I think, you know, the fans have done something really good there to actually get noticed at least. Look, I think I agree with what the guys have said. I think it's too scripted. I think they're talking about all the things that the fans have been banging on about regarding the relationship between the fans and the club is non-existent. So obviously that was mentioned. The Glazers mentioned that they do actually care about the club. We always say that they don't care about the club. to me, it's just all too perfect to start saying, "Oh, we want to win trophies," even though they haven't really shown that. That's another thing that the fans go on about. We've talked about renovating Old Trafford. Ben's just touched on that. And also the part ownership with Must. So I think all the things that are on the fans' minds, I think, have been mentioned on that statement. But for me, actions speak louder than words. So until I actually see something, then I could have wrote that letter. Anyone could have wrote that letter. And I think the problem that they've got is a lot of the points that they've discussed may actually take a bit of time. So I don't know how quick it would be to renovate Old Trafford or whatever. But to me, I think they've got to act really, really quickly, or else, well, I think it's too late anyway, to be honest. But they do need to act really quickly. Ben's obviously mentioned the training stadium at Carrington. Ben, we often speak about the women's training facilities. We don't even know where they're training next season because it's all up in the air. So there's things on the women's team side as well that's not quite sitting right. So yeah, we definitely need investments across all teams, and hopefully we get that in some shape or form. But like I say, we'll see it when we believe it.
Oh, wonderful stuff. Wonderful. Isn't this brilliant? Let's talk about the death of our football club.
I mean, Sean's going on about the bank's taking the club. That's an absolute load of bollocks. It just is. It's 200 million quid.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Our revenue is 650 million a year. It's not the point I'm making. It just
put
isn't
it this way: the banks won't do anything like that because they're paying the interest. They're happy with that.
Right.
The banks will take that every year. They'll go, "Sound, mate. You keep paying me interest and you stay in debt. That's fine."
And it wasn't the point I was making. All the point I was saying is if you starve the club of funds, I'm not talking about the Glazers. I'm talking about the club. And us as fans want, the Galactico players, etc. There's no money for it if we can't attract these sponsors, and we all know that.
I agree with Stuart. Sorry, so quickly. I mean, we talked
Someone
about.
agrees with Stu.
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh.
No, I think obviously you need to know where the cutoff is. So obviously we talk about not buying shirts, not buying, unsubscribing to MUTV. I get that, but one of the benefits that we have is we do generate a lot of money, and that can always bail us out. I agree that if somebody else takes over, there'll always be someone to take over. I completely get that, but I do think that we don't want to cut our nose off to spite our face. Like I said, we've got money, we generate money. I know Glazers take it out. I completely get that. But without money, we won't be able to bounce back unless if we do get a billionaire owner who's going to pump in loads and loads of money like City and Chelsea. And at the moment, there's none of them around. And if they have, then they're keeping it quiet because there's no offices there.
I think that's the issue that I was just going to jump on the back on. We don't have owners that are going to put money in. So we're relying on revenue alone to be able to generate, like Stu and Jonathan have just said, with transfer funds and stadium developments or whatever. The Glazers are never going to put any of their own money in. So we're relying on revenue alone. Luckily, like you just mentioned, we're one of the biggest revenue generators in world football. So that's never really going to be an issue. And on the thing, like you just said there about cancelling MUTV and buying shirts and things like that, that's never going to stop anyway. You're never going to get 700 odd million people to stop doing that. No matter, it's just not going to happen. The diehards will all get it, and fans from it, that's just not going to happen. So it's unrealistic. So until we get an owner or owners that actually want to put their own money in because they want the club to succeed or to grow or develop the stadium or whatever it is, we're relying on revenue alone. So like Stu just said, it's a double-edged sword really when we're going after the sponsors and things like that.
And on that as well, sorry, very, very quickly, on that note as well, if the Glazers want to take out a certain amount of money each year for their own pockets, then does that just mean that the money that they lose on shirt sales or sponsorship, they'll just give Ollie less transfer wages, or they have to sell Pogba to make that money back? And they'll still make the money, but will they just rip it apart in different ways? It's just something to think about, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, going back to the renovations, Ben's right, really. They can do that in pockets. They can do that in pockets over the next 5 years if they need to. And to do it in pockets would be relatively cheap, I would imagine. It wouldn't be an expensive task to renovate certain areas of Old Trafford to bring it up to date. I think the biggest investment's at Carrington, because you're right. I mean, that's just the pitches look absolutely terrible, don't they? And the whole infrastructure at Carrington's a real problem. But I kind of think that the owners have never ever done themselves any favours since they took over from the club. Joel made that statement, the day after taking them over, and then we don't hear from them, as you say, for 16 years. But the problem has been, and I mentioned this, and I keep mentioning it, and people really do need to listen to it, is that Martin Edwards floated this in 1991. And as soon as you float any business, forget Manchester United, as soon as you float any business, anyone around you is unable to just buy shares up, irrespective if you've got the money. You know, you get to 70 or 80%, and at 75%, and then you have a compulsory purchase order. And that's what happens, because the fans were holding about a 10% stake, I think, if my memory serves me right, of the club. And that's why the compulsory shares were done. So it's just a very, very... It's really hard to talk about because everybody's got their own opinion on it.
Yeah, it's one of them. Like we're all on the side of let's get them out, but
yeah, we are. Yeah,
there's a certain way of doing things that can always split fan base, and that's why we saw the issues with the protest, this and that. It does become a tricky one to talk about. It's just one of them. It's something not everyone's going to agree on. Methods will never be agreed on. I've realised that at this point. But the end means will always be agreed on. So we've just got to hope for the best. Hopefully this training deal thing leads to something. You know, as Stu said, we don't want to starve the club of funds, but if we can do enough so that it can deter them, maybe we don't have to do too much damage. That's the end. The end goal.
And also, it's about just causing them a bit of hassle as well. So if the Glazers suddenly start thinking this is too much hassle,
exactly,
you know, just do it that way, then they'll just walk, won't they? Hopefully, we'll see. Everyone in the comments, there's loads of new names. I'm loving that. So everyone like the video. Make sure to share the video as well. Get more of you in here. Get more psychopaths in here. We've reached the 20-minute mark of this video, which means I've officially let this be relevant enough for Ben to allow me to do the next show. So, Stu, I'm about to tweet something. I've just tweeted it now.
no.
Viewers of the previous Orphan Uncut episode will have heard a story about Stu's trip to Melwood.
Yes.
For those who don't know, that is Liverpool's training ground. And if you don't know, Liverpool are enemies of Manchester United, so we don't really like them around here.
No, we hate
However,
them.
Stuart, do you or do you not own a piece of Liverpool Football Club official merchandise?
What?
Do you or do you not? Yes or no?
Yeah, do I own it? I mean, that's
yes, yes or no?
I'm in possession of one.
Yes or no? Do you own it?
I guess so, in a loose term.
Right. He owns it. First of all, that's a disgrace in itself. Second of all, does this piece of merchandise have your name on it?
Yes. It does.
Disgraceful. Third of all, if you're going to get your name on it, why not have a number on it? Apparently, you don't have a number on it.
No, thank fuck for that as well. No, I didn't want my name on it, guys. To be fair, I was set up. Okay.
Yeah, sure you were. They definitely did invite you, and you said yes, I'll come.
Well, there was that to it, but I mean, ultimately, I was set up when I got there.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of I did not have sexual relations with that woman. That's what this sounds like.
Yes,
that's a weird comparison to make, unfortunately. Sorry about that. Right, Stuart, do you or do you not have this T-shirt for us? Well, this piece of merchandise for us next year.
I have a rag next to me. Correct. I have a rag. It's a bit of an oily thing, and
someone screenshot it.
Yeah. To cut a long story short. And as you can see, by the way, unworn. Let me just make that clear.
There's no evidence of that being unworn, by the way.
That's the offending item, and unfortunately,
screenshots now, everyone.
That is the name. I can't even touch it anymore. There you go.
You've just touched it for about 10 seconds.
Jimmy, it looks like you're taking good care of it, to be honest. I'm a bit worried.
Yeah, it looks in good condition.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Looks like it's been ironing it.
Look, there's loads. No, I have not, have I?
Right, I heard that if this video reaches 25 likes, Stu will wear it right now.
No, never.
That's what I heard. What we're on right now. Someone find out for me while I tweet it.
Luckily, we're nowhere near it, and I'm not putting that on. I'm sorry. No.
Yes, you will. If we hit 25 likes, you're wearing that shirt.
I can't do that. No.
Yes, you will.
No, help me out, lads. Hey, this is for I got this out in preparation. The old hand gel. All right. So here, look, there you go, hand gel. There you go.
I've tweeted it. It's going to happen.
Oh fuck no, no, I'm not putting that on. I can't. I'm sorry.
25 likes and it's happening.
Oh,
You have no choice.
No.
You have no choice. I'm the host. You have to listen to me, Stu.
I know. Yeah, you're right. Oh,
Gary, yeah. If Gary Neville can do it, you can.
Yes. No.
He had to wear a Shaqiri one.
I did it. Oh fucking hell! That never fit him.
This is a great comment. One
That's
night
brilliant.
Stanfield.
Yes. The gel.
Do you always keep that next to your PC, Stu?
No,
Gel.
No, we've got gel floating around the house. So it just happens to be on my desk. That's all.
Sure. Next to your laptop. Sure.
Yeah.
So
Thanks, lads. Appreciate that.
Stu's
Cheers.
a Liverpool fan. He's obviously picked this up from Joe.
Wait,
Obviously.
I was going to say, where is Joe? Why can't he be on here?
He's coming right around on buses again with some
Probably.
Probably. What he wants Joe with him, so he's not walking alone. I was proud of that one.
That's awful.
What else happened this week? Oh, we reached a fucking final. How about that?
Hey.
Not bad, eh?
Ben sounded great. He sounded really enthusiastic about that.
Oh, mate, I'm thank fuck we have, mate. It just shut all the other outwards up again, wouldn't it? Oh,
It's going to be impossible to get there, though, isn't it, Ben? It's going to be a nightmare getting there. It's going to be a nightmare getting there.
Yeah, you've got to pay for your fucking what do you call it? Tests as well, aren't you? And they're going to cost a fortune, apparently.
Pay for your tests. There's 2,000 tickets. The chances of us winning the ballot are zip, aren't they? Really,
Stu's going to Gdansk, I heard.
And then what was it? A 5-day mandatory fucking stay at home, self-isolate afterwards.
How is it?
Yeah, and you've got to go on to at least 3 away European matches, haven't you? 2017, I think.
Yeah, from 2017, I believe. Yeah,
like that. Yeah, I think that's what he said. So I don't know.
We shall see. We shall see.
Yeah,
if you do end up going, cameras, stream.
Well, to be fair, they're suggesting it's a bit like obviously the Champions League's a bit different now, isn't it? Because obviously, tickets on the register.
Sorry, the what? We don't talk about that here.
No, I know. Sorry, that second-rate trophy.
Yeah, that's
final. That we're not in. That second-rate one. And there is talk about United fans being wary about booking flights. So I don't know. I'm just waiting to hear back from the club.
Same mate. Same mate.
Just to let you know, Stu, we're about 10 likes away. So
no, we're not. Not according to my thing.
Refresh it then.
Refresh it.
We're about 10 likes away. So, guys, 10 more likes and he's wearing the Liverpool shirt. Gargamel says that needs burning. He'll burn it after he wears it.
Gargamel's exactly right. That does.
30 more. If we get 30 likes, he'll frame it.
I fucking I'm not fucking doing anything with it.
You can start a little setup like Ben's got. Just hang up all your Liverpool shirts.
Yeah.
That's what he's got in the room behind him. Just a bunch of Liverpool shirts in there. 30 likes and Stu burns it. Right, okay, how about that then? 25 you wear it. 25 you wear it, 30 you burn it.
I'm not burning it on camera, but I will burn it.
Not on camera. I'm not asking you to burn it in your mouth.
To be honest, I've had it for I've had it for over a year. It's horrible.
Sorry. By the way, you've taken this out just for this show. Where was it?
For you guys. It was in an old closet. Do you remember when I said to you a couple of weeks ago? I found those Adidas Predator Accelerator footy boots.
That's right. Yeah.
That's where they were. Yeah. So it was at the bottom of the closet.
Ben's got a Greenwood kit at the back. No one lets me catch that. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Hates Mason Greenwood.
Let me clarify this one as well. Jesus, I want to clarify everything. I rate Mason Greenwood, but just not as a number 9 right runner. John agrees with me. John agrees with me, don't you, John?
At the moment, yes.
Well, I'm looking forward to somebody to agree with me.
John agree with anyone, I think, but Captain Morgan's.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
Poor Mason just gets bullied by fucking Stu every week.
Well, he's all right, Mason. He's all right. If he scores tomorrow, which I predicted he will, I'll be well happy.
If it's not Paul McFred, it's fucking Paul Greenwood now, isn't it?
Oh it's basically McFred get it first, and then Greenwood's a second. But no, I think watching him again. I think he can become a number 9. Just at this point in time, he won't stick his head where it hurts, and Cavani will, and that's what we need. And the types of goals Cavani's scored over the last three matches. With all due respect, Mason's not getting anywhere near any of those. So,
with all due respect, none of the strikers we've got.
I was just about to say that. I don't think Rashford or Martial score that either. I don't think it's just Greenwood. I don't think any of them get on the end of that.
Yeah, no, that's right, and that's the key to it, isn't it? Really, when you've got somebody as good as Cavani. Although I did, John, you probably didn't watch last night, or you, Benny, but I did kind of call him Falcao first.
Yeah. By the way, how have we just brushed over that? He called Edinson Cavani Falcao.
Well, I thought I'd let the lads know. Yeah, it was. That's what got it. You see, I was having one of those nights, fellas. I've had a tough week. It's been a busy week.
Has it?
Well, kind of.
Hang on a minute. All you've been doing this week is going, my missus is doing this shift and that shift. I'm free all night, fellas.
You're all right. Yeah. I have been saying that, yeah. So,
you've been having a lot of fun, haven't you?
Yeah, I have actually. Yeah, it's been great. Yeah.
Can't wait for your missus to see this.
Biggs is on. He's fast time.
Chase in the comments. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening. Mark's in the comments. Who's Falcao?
Yeah, I can't remember.
He's the guy that had that decent chant. That Falcao chant. I used to love it.
You know what?
I asked Benny on Benny's show earlier if there's a female Cavani out there, didn't I?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Is there a female?
Who was it that said? Who was it? Was it a comment or was it one of the people in the show? I can't remember. Someone said that the girlfriend used to remind them of Falcao.
Oh, it wasn't me.
Who was that? I think it was a comment. I love how quickly Stu jumped in then.
Was it Joe?
I'm just saying it wasn't me.
It probably was Joe, to be fair.
Was it Joe? Look at Ben. Ben's ripping into Joe. He's not
even here to defend himself.
I know. He'll get his own back on me, no doubt.
Someone message him. See where he is. I want Joe on this show.
He's on a bus.
Of course he is.
Oh dear, Ben's on the Oko Coldham and that's it, isn't it? He's away.
How does Mark remember who said that? Jacob.
Was it Jacob, was it?
He's got a good brain, hasn't he? Very intelligent man.
He's not got a good trim now, does he?
Connor was giving us a bit of a break.
Just checking, gotta get
Stu, just to update you, we're on 18 likes, so get ready. Hope the show still fits you, mate. Apparently he's on a Tinder date again.
Is he?
He's on a Tinder date singing Wheels on the Bus Go Round and Round, isn't he?
What is it with you in this bus?
Because every time I see him on a video, he's always on a fucking bus.
He's always on a bus, isn't he? Yeah.
That's a good point, to be fair. He seems to love buses. Here's a question. Guys, do you think Van der Beek will go on loan to AS Roma for Jose? What? No.
He's not getting any games under Ollie. He's not going to get any over a win.
Van der Beek's not a Jose player.
Yeah, no, Nemanja Matic, maybe.
Matic, I think Matic, yeah, I'd agree with that, actually. And Fellaini. Yeah. You'll probably see Matic and Fellaini end up at Roma.
Wasn't Fellaini linked with Spurs for a little bit when Mourinho was there?
Yeah, Mourinho. He loves them, doesn't he?
You never know. He might actually do. Speaking of people with great hair, Mark says his hair's great, but we've all seen it, mate. We've all seen it. Jose ain't got time for player development. That's true.
Yeah,
Do you remember that? What was it? Was it the last game of his first season where he just chucked like a load of youngsters on the pitch just to show that he'd played youth? Who was it? It was Josh Harrop. It was he gave another debut to someone. I can't remember who it was, but it was that weird game where he just went, you know what? I'll just give loads of people. Is that Angel Gomez? That's who it was.
Gomez, yeah, because Borthwick Jackson was under Van Gaal, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That season, we saw so many people from that academy where they weren't even like the high profile ones, like Donald Love. How did he get into the
Wasn't
first
Tyler
team?
Blackett as well another one that came
Tyler
from
Blackett was utter shit.
Tyler Blackett, yeah.
Tyler Blackett was an absolute machine in the 23s, though. He was built like a tank.
He was utter shit when he came to the first team. I remember I thought Paddy McNair was the real deal.
Paddy McNair,
Yeah.
You're going to get me back on Greenwood again, because that's the point I was making, actually, Ben, last night about Greenwood. It's all right being prolific in the 18s.
Talk about Greenwood again.
Agenda.
Bloody hell. Like Piers Morgan and Meghan Markle this.
No, I haven't got an agenda. I was just making a point.
It just lives rent-free in your head, Stu. You started to sound like a Scouser.
I'll tell you what, Connor, I wasn't going to mention Slabhead, but now you've looked into me. You know what I'm saying?
What's wrong with Slabhead? I love Slabhead.
The more I look at Connor, wouldn't it be great if Maguire came out with a bit of a beard tomorrow for the Villa match?
Came out with earphones like them.
I need to get a side by side. I need someone connected to the club. Get that meeting arranged, and we'll see if we can get.
Yeah, we'll get an AFU United exclusive interview. Slabhead interviews Slabhead.
Actually, you should get a picture up, because me and John have been victims of that.
You know what? Let's do that.
You were Judge Jules, and I was
Jules.
Who was I? I was the goalkeeper, wasn't I? What was the goalkeeper?
You were Rob Green.
Rob Green. Yeah, me and John have been nailed like that.
I still am.
I'm waiting for someone to just compare me to Olaf Melberg for the fucking beard.
Olaf Melberg. That's a blast from the past, isn't it?
Right, let me find a good picture and then we can do this.
You'd be that American defender. That what was his name? Alexi. Where's Temi when you need him?
Oh, I know, innit?
Oh, Alexi.
Where's
Lalas.
Temi? Full stop. I think he's dead.
Yeah, Alexi Lalas. Didn't he have a big beard?
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Have a big ginger beard, didn't he?
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm not saying you're ginger. I'm not saying you're ginger, but yeah, you did have a beard.
Yeah, I think I know what you're on about.
Right, I think I found the picture. Also, why is this like count not moved up from 18? I'm going to put another tweet out. What's going on?
18. Try and get a picture of Alexi Lalas up as well.
Let's see if 80 likes.
Rob Green. That was Fred. Fred got me on that
25
one. Yeah.
To see at you just to me. Liverpool. Shit. Lovely.
I can't do it.
Stu's never going to come on one of these shows again. It's just turned into roast Stu half an hour.
It is the roast of Stu, isn't it?
Right, here we go. Right, hang on.
God.
Right, here we go.
Hey, what's going on here?
Oh, look at that.
I found the perfect picture.
That is uncanny, isn't it?
See, I told you.
That's uncanny. Even the beard. That's brilliant.
I made sure
that's great.
Connor's going to Poland because he's going to get in this Harry Maguire's long-lost stepbrother. Or brother,
He'll play alongside him and everyone will be like, hang on a minute, which one's the real one?
Mark's come to rescue. Mark's come to rescue.
Look at that loving. Look at that loving.
He's not going to shag you, Mark. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. Hang on, we've got a sensible question. Let's answer it. What do you guys make of Lukaku, Ashley Young, Matteo Darmian, Alexis Sanchez winning Serie A title?
Fair play to him, man. But it's not Serie A is not exactly the league it used to be. Let's be fair.
Exactly,
fair play to him. You know, I'm happy for someone like Ashley Young to pick up some silverware, for Lukaku to pick up the silverware. You know, I don't. You know, they might not have been Manchester United quality, some of these players, but I'm just happy that they've gone away and they've won a trophy. You know, fair play to them. You know, but let's be fair. I don't want to see any of them back at Old Trafford. By the way, I've seen a lot of people tweet that out. Oh, look at Lukaku's on the TikTok. We should never have sold him. Should bring him back. Blah blah blah. The guy that first touched with a fucking trampoline. Jesus Christ. The amount of times I've been sat there at Old Trafford freezing cold watching him chase his first touch around. No, thank you.
Does anyone actually feel a bit, annoyed that they've won a title before we have?
I don't really care.
No,
To be
because
honest.
Nah.
Yeah, I don't really care.
Go on, John. Well, John's the voice of reason. I think we should listen to John.
No, what I was going to say is they've had the chance at Man United and it obviously didn't work out. The fact that they won in Serie A means nothing because it's nowhere near the Premiership. As Ben says, yeah, got nothing against them apart from Sanchez. But like you know, good luck to the rest of them. But they've had the chance at United and it's not worked out for them. So you know, you move on, don't you? It's as simple as that.
Conte and Suning have a real issue on their hands with their 30 post regime. Yeah, no, that's true. They will have to deal with that at some point. And as Gargamel says, it's turned into a bit of a retirement home. But we'll see. John Commode's in with a great comment. What do we think of the under-18s team? McNeil looks like a great player. Hopefully, one for the future. Now we've got to be careful with this because we've seen loads of times where we talk about these under-18s players, these under-23s players, and we go, you know what, he's going to be this, he's going to be that. And then it just doesn't happen. So you've got to take it with a pinch of salt. Now, yes, McNeil's doing incredible. You know, he's scoring bags of goals, and I think he's doing better numbers than Greenwood was doing. You can make what you will of that, but I think it's sensible to just sit tight on it. I think let's see what he does in the 23s. Let's see what he does from there. Maybe on a loan spell, and then we'll see. Because I think what we're doing with Jimmy Garner is probably the right route to go down. Give him a loan in the Championship, and then everyone goes, yes, he's ready. But actually, give him a loan in the Premier League, and then we'll see what happens. But what do you guys think in terms of that?
I think that there's not that many players, sorry, John, that look that. If you're in the Manchester United academy, there's not that many players you can think of that do bad at 23 level anyway. Most players look good in the 23s. Like we said earlier, Borthwick Jackson, Donald Love, Blackett, all these players came through. They looked good in 23s and they stepped into the first team. And I don't remember any of them. They had good performances, but none of them really lived up to the hype of the 23. So you do have to be careful because I don't think any player looks overly bad when they're in the 23s because of the level it's at. The jump from 23s to the Premier League is completely different. And like you just said there with Garner, we're doing the right thing with him. Get him into the Championship. It's a bit more gritty down there. It's a very competitive league. You know, get him there. And then, like you said, maybe loan him out into a Premier League club and then build him up like that because you don't want to rush a player straight into the first team. I know obviously we did it with not rushing them in, but Rashford and Greenwood. But I think their development when they came in, Rashford was a bit more, burst onto the scene. But with Greenwood, he kind of bled him into the team, started looking better and better. So, yeah, you do have to be careful with this kind of players because you don't just want to rush them in like we did with those youngsters under Van Gaal. As good as it was to see a lot of United youngsters coming through, but where a lot of these players now, most of them ended up at Sunderland and then moved on to lower teams.
I think when we say that though, we've got to put it into a little bit of context that is still success for them. Like they've made a career out of the game. They're still in the professional game.
100%. Yeah.
Just because they don't make it at United doesn't mean I think it's very easy to say he's failed, but he's actually succeeded.
Yeah, I think my only gripe about our 18s and 23s is they develop mentally, they develop technically, but they don't develop physically.
Yeah,
and they need to develop physically. And that's the key to it. I mean, first Sensor said, look, McNeil to 23, then to Brentford. I quite like that. Someone like Brentford, it's a good, solid team. If you look at Ollie Watkins, who's come from Brentford, look what he's doing now at Villa. But we don't concentrate on our physicality. I think one of the lads was talking about Iqbal. He's a small, he's quite a small player, but he's not a stocky player, is he? He's not got any strength behind him. Shurateri, small, he's not a stocky player. We just need a bit more physical strength, a bit more physicality, and that will easily help them get through and be better equipped for the first team. And I think Ollie's got to look at that, or his coaching staff have got to look at that from the 18s upwards. Let's concentrate on the building of the muscles side as well as the technical ability and the fitness and things of that nature.
You only get that from playing men's football though, as well, the physicality of men's football. Say what you like about the 18s and 23s, the level is not there for physical men's football. That's why the loan moves are so great, and that's why I think Jimmy Garner is absolutely smashing it. But then you look at people like Chong that are struggling. He's been moved around a couple of times. He's not hardly getting in the game time. It's like, yeah, he looked good at 23s, It's just like someone said there in the comments, James Wilson. I remember buzzing about James Wilson. Yeah. Fair enough. He's had a good career. He's at Salford City now, I believe, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
But, you know, we just got to give these players time to develop. It's like, I'm excited to see what Hannibal could do in the first team. But again, we need to let him develop, send him out on loan to Championships. I think it's the best league. Championship, League One, but even League Two. We're playing proper men's football against defenders that will fucking come at you, that will batter you around, that will give you a torrid time, you know. And it's just, that's how you develop into a man, you know. You can do all the gym work in the world, but you need to get your core ability, your core strength around the men's game, I think.
Yeah, years ago when the reserves were in, that's where a player would go to cut his teeth.
Yeah.
Because you used to have first team players that come back from injury. So you'd be playing against seasoned pros, all the time, week in, week out. Once they disbanded that and went with this stupid under-23s,
no, that's pointless.
Yeah, it did become a pointless exercise. And you're absolutely right. You're going to get physical. You're going to get knocked around in the Championship, League One and League Two. But if they're not developing that side at Carrington, Carrington, then it is a bit of an issue, and it's just something they've got to, in my opinion, humble that it is. We've got to look at that and really start developing the physicality side.
That's why I like the AFL trophy. Sorry, Kathy. That's why I like the EFL trophy as well. At least we can get them playing against proper men's sides. The under 23s and under 18s, whoever it may be that makes up that team. Under 19s, whatever it may be. I'm glad that we're doing that, but it needs to be so much more. It's not competitive. The 23s, they're playing once every blue moon as well. They're not playing every week. There needs to be more competitive. How they do it, I don't know. But I think the loan system, we're going to have to keep on looking through the loan system. Get them out on loan. He's working great with Garner. Sorry, John.
No, it's okay. Just what frustrates me about this conversation, I think fans see the under 18s and under 23s do really well. And then they suddenly think, right, that's our solution for us going from 4th, 3rd, or 2nd in the Premier League, one of the best leagues in the world, to suddenly getting to the top. Now, I'm a huge fan of the under 23s. I do travel to watch them play, and I loved it when Williams joined in. Got his shots. I think Williams had a fantastic start when Luke Shaw was injured and then wasn't playing very well. The same season, or maybe the season before, Chong was all being talked about. He was player of the season in the under 23s, even though Gomez and Greenwood was in the same league. All this hype on these players, and I just think that if they don't hit the ground running, or if they have a run of bad games, then all of a sudden they're forgotten about. So let's not forget how good Williams was 2 seasons ago with the under 23s. He's the only one that really got the crowd going, him and Garner, because I was absolutely fantastic running down the wing, putting in bone punching tackles. He got his place in the Premier League. And unfortunately, he had a good 3 or 4 months, and then we haven't hardly seen anything since. And I just think that sometimes we just rush him, and let's just think to ourselves, okay, maybe Williams can get there, but not necessarily this season. Let's think 2 or 3 seasons ahead. But I do agree with the physicality as well.
He was back in the under 23s, wasn't he? Was it the last game?
Should have sent him out on loan.
Yeah, he's back.
Get him out on loan. Get him
on this loan thing. There's loads of research on why this transition between academy football to first team football is so difficult. There's loads of it. There's stuff on the mental side of it. There's stuff on the physical side of it and the social side of it as well. I myself did a study on it. This was my dissertation on the number of players that transition from the academy to the first team. And I actually found that while there wasn't a big difference in the time spent in the academy and the time spent out of it, it was more on the loans that they made before making a debut. So my study was I looked at the Premier League debuts, so players who made Premier League debuts. And I saw that the players who went out on loan got more success in their careers. So I think it was something like 40% of the players that went out on loan before they made a Premier League debut, they ended up going on to play for the national team, the senior national team. No, that was 18%. Sorry, 40% was they ended up playing 100 or more games at senior level. So that just shows that going out on loan before you go and make a Premier League debut gives you that experience. It gives you that sort of preparation. And a lot of these players aren't getting that because you see, you get the odd ones like Rashford who get fast tracks and who make that experience themselves and they learn on the job almost. But so many don't make it. You see Angel Gomez now. Where is he? He's out on loan in Portugal before he even gets a chance in France.
It's a good point, that, because I've always wondered, and it goes back to really what John was saying. I've always wondered whether there's a hang-up with players about going out on loan because there's a fear of failure. They failed at the club. I don't necessarily agree with it. I don't agree with it, but I've always wondered that. And when you look back in our history, Beckham popped out himself out on loan to Preston for 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, people forget about players like that. And I'm wondering whether James Garner decided he was just going to bite the bullet and, you know, on his own merit. Is that I'm going to bite the bullet and just give it a go. And it's actually proven to be a bit of a masterstroke for him, hasn't it?
Hey,
I know Ben Foster has spoken very highly of James Garner when he was at Watford. All right, it didn't quite work out for him at Watford like it has at Nottingham Forest, but Ben Foster was very, very, very bigging him up, basically. Very, very impressed with James Garner, with his aptitude on the training field as well as in match situations, you know. So I think he's got a little bit about him, you know, Jimmy Garner, you know, which is good to see.
Oh, God. Not you, Ben. Oh, fuck off. Oh, bloody even Jeff's jumping on this one as well.
We've hit 25 likes. Get the shirt on, Stuart.
Fucking hell. Do I have to? Seriously.
Yes, you do. Hang on. Don't do it yet, because I need to get an audience for this.
Oh, man.
Needs to build an audience up.
Jeff's at me here. Look, he couldn't wait to get that in, could he, Jeff?
Hasn't put a comment in all night.
He's been waiting all night just for it.
25 likes, the end. Yeah. How you doing, Stu? You all right, mate? How's it going? None of that. Oh, man.
Go on, get it on.
Thank me later, I will do, Jeff, yeah. Oh, dear. Actually, Ugly Bear raised a really good point. No, it wasn't Fred. It was Fred. Well, actually, Ugly Bear was made a point about do we think that players fill out around 23 to 25?
Hang on a minute. Whoa!
What a great question.
Shut up. Put the shirt on.
Oh,
Ben's in the comments now. Did Joe send the Liverpool shirt to you?
Oh.
No. Okay.
There's a brilliant comment, Carth. Another pun that's just come in. That's
Now, Stu, don't cop out. Cop out instead.
Right, can I just make a point?
Stu, are you going to sing "You'll Never Walk Alone" when you?
No, I'm not. No, because I don't know the words. Can I just make a point, guys? This is bad news for karma. You know, this is not good for me karma.
It's a good job I don't believe in it. Put the shirt on.
Oh, can't do it. Do I have to do it?
It's going to wear it off
Yes,
the rest of the show. It's going to wear it off the rest of the show, by the way.
Yeah, you've got to wait for the rest of the show.
No.
Yes, you do. There's only about 10 minutes left.
Well, that's 10 minutes too fucking long.
Put it on.
Oh, fucking hell. I can't fucking do it.
Yes, you can. There's 29 likes now. They're going further.
All right. Oh, look, I'm done now. Look.
And the arms and the sleeves. Come on. Stand up.
Can I take it off now?
Stand up.
Oh,
Stand up and step back.
no, I'm not stepping back.
Yes, you do. Step back.
There, that's it. I'm done.
That's getting screenshotted and posted. Right.
Oh,
No, you can't take it off. You have to stay wearing it.
Ben's banned me now. I'm done. I'm finished.
How have you got banned before me?
Oh,
Wonderful. You have to keep going for the rest of the show.
Oh, God.
This is your punishment for going to Melwood.
Yeah, look, nobody can see it now.
By the way, can I just say, Stu's banned? Is Joe banned as well because of having that fucking?
No, because he didn't wear a Liverpool shirt.
Yeah, but he mentioned Liverpool. Though. It's just
At least his was a film.
I'm done. Look, I'm finished. It's over for me.
Lesson to everyone: don't say anything stupid in front of me.
There's a car, yeah.
Because I'm the judge of people saying things stupid, aren't I? Also, don't say anything stupid on here because there's certain people on this panel that might be planning things.
Yeah, you got nobody can see now. It's just a red shirt.
There's people here that might be collecting content. There's rumors out there.
No, Connor.
There's rumors that people on this panel are collecting content for a certain.
There's a great comment here. Fits well, mate. Just don't wear it to bed.
Yeah, exactly. It's. I can feel it. I can feel it ripping. I can feel it ripping. Yeah, definitely feel it ripping. There you go. Look, nobody will know.
Would you like a rat burger with that, sir?
Yes, please. I'd like anything to get rid of this.
Lean back, Stu. Relax a little bit.
I am relaxed. I'm fine.
Have a sip of your drink.
I'm fine. There you go. I'm fine.
Oh, wonderful. That has to be the thumbnail for our next episode.
Look, nobody can see me now. Yeah, Ben said I can take it off.
No, he didn't.
He did, look.
No, he didn't. Ben's not on the show. Ben's not in charge. Also, Mark, you know when you said you could feel it ripping? Mark just said you're off.
Ben said I can take it off.
No, he didn't. He didn't say that. He just said it's worrying that you're wearing it.
Yeah, Ben, can I take it off? Just put it in the comments. I can take it off, please.
Ben, don't let him take it off. Well, you know what? This is just the end of the show. We're just going to watch Stu suffer.
Who's Jay Spearing?
You don't know who Jay Spearing is?
Well, I remember some.
As a Liverpool fan, I thought you'd know.
No, I haven't got a clue. Is he?
He played for Liverpool at some stage, I think.
Oh, he was obviously absolutely not. Thanks, Ben.
There you go. See, you cannot take it off. Why isn't it just? Sorry, Ben. Sorry. I'll sort that out. Sorry, I'll sort that out now. Right? This has now become the Stew podcast.
It is. Yeah. This is not good. This is not. I'll tell you. No more stories. No more stories from now on. That's it.
Tell us more. What was it like the first time you went to Anfield?
1988. I scalped a ticket to watch Man United. I was in the Cop actually. I went with
You're not making this any better for yourself.
No, it's true.
What were you doing in the Cop?
Because it's the only ticket I could get to watch United.
This is just getting worse and worse.
Anyway, it's one of the best games because we were 3-1 down. Big Norm came on.
Who's we? Sorry, I can't tell anymore.
Manchester United, yeah. Big Norm came on and absolutely flattened McMahon. Absolutely flattened him. And then Gordon Strachan, anyway, scored the third goal.
The owner of AFU United's asking you to do something, so you have to do it.
Can you? If not, he's going to have to sing the Anfield rap.
I don't know the Anfield rap. And I can't.
Well, you know the YMCA.
No, I can't remember that either.
Yes, you can. Go on, John. John will show you what it is. Go on.
If I do that, it means I've got to do that, and I don't want to do that.
Hang on. Go on, do it.
It means I've got to do that. There you go. There you go. That's my YMCA done.
You're still staying on full screen. Carry on about your story about you and the Cop.
Yeah. So we were 3-1 down. Big Norm comes on. He absolutely wipes out McMahon.
I bet you were good.
Well, I had to hold myself in because Robbo scored after about. Ben, was it about 27 seconds? It was about 27 seconds, and I was just about to celebrate, and I realised where I was, which was not good. No, in the car, which was not ideal. Anyway, Gordon Strachan scores the equaliser 3-3, and it's the one where he walked up to the Kop and he kissed it like that.
I bet you wanted to absolutely slap him, didn't you?
I didn't. I was loving it. Absolutely loving it.
That's a strange thing for a Liverpool fan.
Well, you say that, but clearly I'm not. This is.
Is it clear? You're wearing a Liverpool shirt. You're in the Kop, and you're talking about memories of in the Kop. You sound a lot like a Liverpool fan.
My mate Hans Newman's right. He looks like I'm shivering. I am shivering.
Is it time to excouse Stu?
It is. Thank you.
No, it's not. Yes, that was a question. It is. Yeah, it's a question. I said no.
Oh, can we say yes, please?
No, we can't.
Oh, I can't do this anymore, please.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
What time's the show ending?
You know what? Let's do a little reaction on this then. John, initial thoughts on Stu being a Liverpool fan?
Well, it's breaking news. I think it's just come on Sky Sports. I've just seen it, and it's just really disappointing. I followed Stu on Twitter for quite a while. I thought he was a proper fan. Obviously, just one of these. Well, I'll pass it on to somebody else because I'm really disappointed.
Slabhead, you're the captain of this club, and you've just seen one of your own turn.
I can't believe it. I mean, I can't do this seriously. It's unbelievable. Like John just said, followed Stu. Thought he had great thoughts about United, but clearly an inside spy into what Manchester United were doing. So unbelievable. I'm sure Benny is with all the shirts in the background. I bet he can't believe what he's seeing in front of him right now.
Sickening, boys. Absolutely sickening. Absolutely disgraceful. Hang your head in shame, Stu. Hang your head in shame.
Ben, can I have your Greenwood shirt, please? I'd wear that now.
Yeah, I'll post it with you, mate.
This is what you get for saying Mason Green was not a number 9.
Correct. Yeah, I take it all back. All back.
You know what you said about karma? This is karma acting on you.
Yeah, you're absolutely right now. Please, may I take it off?
No, you can't. No.
Come on, John. Help me out here. Come on, bud.
I love how he's just asking his fellow old people.
He knows what I'm going through here. I'm absolutely dying of death here. Dying of death.
Is this how Liverpool fans felt when Michael Owen joined us? You know what? It's a good comparison. Because right now we don't like you and they don't like you.
Well, nobody likes me now. Clearly, I mean nobody liked me anyway. To be fair, did they? But Jesus, nobody likes me now. God.
There's still people watching this, and they're literally just here to watch you in a Liverpool shirt.
Oh no, I'm not really happy about this, lads. It's upset me, boys. It's upset me.
Speaking of which,
if Hammer was here, I'd ask him for a slurp of his bong. And just so I could clear my brain of it, or could I have some of Ben's back pills? John's Captain Morgan, anything like that.
I think Joe's got a few of them blue pills for you as well.
There was what's he done?
No, I think he's got most of them, Joe, ain't he? Blue pills.
Yeah.
Is he still on that bus anyway?
Gone round the roundabout at least 40 times.
Yeah. Is there any more questions to maybe that are in the thing that we could have?
Yes. Please move your hand to check for questions.
Yes. Yeah, just so we can get off me and maybe.
Right. Okay.
I've got no more stories, by the way. No more stories.
Are you sure?
None. Yes, 100%. I've got none left.
Right. Just to wrap up the show, we're playing Villa tomorrow. John, what kind of game are you expecting, and any predictions?
Yeah, I don't think it'll be easy, but I don't really think Villa will come out guns blazing. If I'm honest, I think we'll probably just about scrape it. Probably like a 1-0, maybe a 2-1 or something like that. And the women's team play tomorrow as well. Final game of the WSL season against Everton. That's going to be a tough game. Everton are 5th, we're 4th. But I'm hoping for a win there. So I'll probably say that maybe a 3-1 win on that one as well.
Hopefully 2 wins. Slabhead, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I agree with John. I don't think we'll go all out because of the fixture congestion that we've got. So, I mean, ultimately, I know everyone wants to beat Liverpool on Thursday, but I mean, the most important 2 games is Sunday and Tuesday. So, I mean, we beat Villa, we beat Leicester, and that's pretty much second place done, even though Leicester, I think, will probably drop out of this top 4 anyway now. So, yeah, I'm expecting a cagey game tomorrow. I really don't expect us to blow Villa away, even though with no Grealish, we should be probably beating them like 3-0 or something like that. But, yeah, I think I agree with John. I think it'll be 1 or 2-0. We're probably taking it at a slow pace. I can't speak properly. Slow pace. Just
that's
because
you're traumatized. I'm right, you say, Connor.
Ben, what are you thinking for tomorrow?
Thinking that Villa Park's a very happy hunting ground for United,
Yeah.
I reckon we're going to win 3-0. I'm confident. And if he does switch it up a little bit, I am confident. I think Villa could be got at, and without Super Jackie Grealish, I think, I just think they're a bit ordinary. You know what I mean? So I just think we're going to do it. Get this one done. Get Leicester done. Finish second in the league. And then we'll find out. How he goes about the Liverpool game on Thursday. But
sounds good.
Yeah, that's what I think, mate.
Sounds good. Stu, your team has got the weekend off, and they're sort of just resting up until Thursday now. What do you expect from Thursday? Do you reckon you can get a result against United and hopefully get into the top 4?
Yeah, I think we're going to get hammered on Thursday. And Manchester
you just call Liverpool we.
Well, I'm just you're giving me the grief.
There's no coming back.
And I think Manchester United will beat us 5-0. And Mason Greenwood will get a hat trick.
Hey.
He'll score the perfect hat
Oh.
trick. Header, left, right. That's what he'll do.
Oh, we're getting into dangerous territory here. Stu, the only scout for the job.
Yeah, I think I'm with Ben, actually. I think we'll beat Villa 3-0. Actually, to be fair, I did
You're
say
not
that
playing
the
Villa.
other night. Yeah. I don't know who you're talking about.
Neither do I anymore, mate.
Our great club, Manchester United, will beat Villa 3-0. And I
Right,
just said Greenwood would score, and I think he will.
Right, I'm going to wrap the show up. Stu, you need
Thank
to lower
God
your
for that.
hands for the end of this video because it needs to be seen. So lower them, otherwise this show carries on. Because there's enough viewers for me to carry this on for another hour, mate.
Yeah, last time, and then that's it.
That's it. Right, okay, everyone, thank you for joining us on All for United Uncut. Thank you for making this happen. Which is going to get screenshotted. Thank you all. You lot make this show absolutely incredible, and this is my favourite content that we make on this channel. It's absolutely brilliant. We're playing Villa tomorrow. Make sure to tune in for the post-match reaction. Lower that hand, otherwise I carry on the show.
All right.
Make sure to tune in tomorrow for the post-match. Oh, hello. Jarvis wants me to carry on.
No.
Right, if I get 5 comments saying carry on, I'll carry on.
No. Jarvis, I like you. Got a lot of respect for you, pal. I really have, but no.
Okay, there's no more comments coming. Anyway, post-match reaction tomorrow, so make sure to tune in for that. I'm not even sure who's hosting that, but we'll see. It's definitely not me anyway. Hopefully, Stu's not wearing a...
Well, I banned on, I know. That's it.
You're, hang on a minute. 1,
Hold on.
No,
3,
no.
The spam in the chat now.
There's pure spam. We're getting the interactions up at least. There's a lot of spam.
Hold on, my camera's feeling a bit dodgy.
Right, I'll put him out of his misery. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to comment what you think's going to happen tomorrow. What you think about the Glazers letter to the fans forum. Obviously, that was meant to be the topic, but it wasn't. What are your predictions for Villa? Everyone get in the comments. We are... How many points are we off the top now, by the way? 13?
2 games in hand.
13 points off the top, 2 games in hand. We're playing 3 games in about a week, which means we could be 4 points off the top by the time we finish the Liverpool game. Which means, ladies and gentlemen, even though we will have a game, played extra, 4 points off the top is not a very ridiculous shout, is it? 3 wins out of 3, and I could be getting very hyper. I will see you in the next one, and we might just win this bastard league. See you later.